But make sure you guys like and subscribe. You don't even have to like, just make sure you subscribe to Outlast DFS. They have more props, better props. So even though we dropped over on PrizePicks University today, we dropped 80 plays, we still gonna drop 90 plus plays on Outlast because there's better plays over. DeRozan over 41.5 PRA. Porzingis 6.5 rebounds. Embiid 10.5 rebounds. That's a steal. Amir Coffey 14.5 points, 21.5 PRA. Darius Garland 24.5 points, 8.5 assists. Evan Mobley 17.5 points. No Jared Allen. We got plenty injuries and missing people tonight for the Clippers. So I think Coffey at 14.5 points and 21.5 PRA is a deal. Also, Terrence Mann, 13.5 points, 23.5 PRA. That's a deal when you have most of the starters out tonight. No Reggie Jackson, no Morris. Come on. No Powell, no Covington. Who they gonna play? Mann and Coffey. So we got Jokic going against Philly. They got him at 25.5 points. We got Monte Morris. We got James Harden, 22. We got James Harden at 21.5 points. That's a steal. We got him at 9.5 assists and 38.5 PRA. How? That's a steal. He's been in a rough slump, but I mean, James Harden at 38.5 PRA. What do he need? 20 points, 8 rebounds, and 11 assists. Man, we know James Harden get 25 in his sleep. So that takes the 8 rebounds down to 3 right there. We know James gonna get 6 or 7 at minimum. 5 rebounds. I don't have to keep going back and forth. You get what I'm saying. So we got James Harden at 21.5 points. We got him at 9.5 assists, 38.5 PRA. Monte Morris at 12.5 points. Austin Reeves at 8.5 points and 3.5 rebounds. We got Matisse Thybulle under 5.5 points. What's understood don't need to be explained. We got Clint Capella, 10.5 points. Watford, 14.5 points. Kevin Huerter. We got no Gallinari, no John Collins tonight. 13.5 points. I like the over. Got LeBron, if he plays, over 30.5 points. We got Josh Hart, 17.5 points and 6.5 rebounds over. We got Bogdan Bogdanovic, no Gallinari, no John Collins. They got him at 18.5. We're going to have to get that scoring from somewhere. But if he gets over 18.5, that's because Trae Young has over 10 assists. So keep that in mind. But we're playing against Portland. So, I mean, you know, we could blow them out first half. Or we're not even going to get into that. We got SGA, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. We got him at 26.5 points. No way. That's a deal. That's a steal. 5.5 rebounds, 41.5 PRA. Miles Bridges, 20.5 points. Pascal Siakam, 22.5 points. Darius Bazley, 13.5 points. Miles Plumlee, 5.5 points, 8.5 rebounds. We got Isaiah Roby going against Plumlee in the paint, who is weak. As long as he don't bump into Montrezl Harrell, Montrezl don't play over 25 minutes. I think Isaiah Roby is good at 12.5 points, 21.5 PRA. We got Montrezl Harrell over 11 points, over 6.5 rebounds, over 20.5 PRA. We got Kelly Oubre. That's coming off the bench, by the way. We got Kelly Oubre over 11.5 points off the bench as well. So Charlotte got a strong bench. We got DeJounte Murray, 23.5 points, 9 assists, over 41.5 PRA, and Jakob Poeltl over 9.5 rebounds. We got Karl-Anthony Towns under 12.5 rebounds. We got Zubac over 10.5 rebounds. We got Keldon Johnson over 18.5 points, which is going to get Murray over his assists tonight. We got Vucevic over 20.5 points. Love it if Zach LaVine sits. Like it regardless, the 11.5 rebounds. If Zach LaVine's in or out, we got Domantas Sabonis, 18.5 points. Pick your poison. I think he's going to drop over 5.5 assists. Also, they got him at 11.5 rebounds. I'll probably take that myself. I love him over 35.5 PRA as well. We got Devontae Green over 7.5 points. If Levine sits, no brainer. We got Giannis going against Utah. They're scared of him. 30.5 points. Actually, we got him at 29.5 tonight. Over 11.5 rebounds. We got Donovan Mitchell over 25.5 points. If he don't want to lose this game, if he's hot, I wouldn't take this, but it's a huge possibility because Bogdanovich is game time decision. Rudy Gobert is game time decision, and I mean Mike Conley can't do it by himself. And this is the star of the team, and Jordan Clarkson's not going to be able to do it by himself off the bench. So Royce O'Neal can't even score. So we got to get the points from somewhere. So if this is going to be a competitive game, Donovan Mitchell better go over 25.5. We got Kyle Kuzma over 19.5 points. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope over 13.5 points. Rui Hachimura, even with Porzingis in, still over 9.5 points. Draymond Green is back, 5.5 rebounds. That's a steal. We got him at 11.5 PR, 16.5 PRA. Jokic, 39.5 PR, 34.5 PA. And B over 42.5 PR. Giannis over 41.5 PR, 35.5 PA. We got LeBron James, if he plays, over 39.5 PR. I see him getting 30 and 10, easy. So we also got him 36.5 PA. DeJounte Murray over 31.5 PR. James Harden, 29.5 PR, 31.5 PA. Towns under 36.5 PR, under 40.5 PRA. We got SGA 33.5 PR, over 35.5 PA. Vucevic, if Zach LaVine sits, love the over on 32.5 PR. We got Jakob Poeltl over 23.5 PR. Isaiah Roby over 19.5 PR. Montrezl Harrell 18.5 PR, 13.5 PA. Amir Coffey, all those injuries, 17.5 PR. We only need him to get like 15 points and 3 rebounds. That's nothing when there's nobody to play but you. You get what I'm saying? So we got Austin Reeves, 12.5 PR, 10.5 PA. That's a steal. We got Javonte Green, 11.5 PR. Darius Garland, 32.5 PA. Josh Hart, 21.5 PA. Kelly Oubre, 12.5 PA. 16.5 PRA. And we got Lonnie Walker from San Antonio at 18.5 PRA coming off the bench. If you're new to Outlast, our code PPU in the description to get your first deposit matched up to $200. Also, subscribe, share. We're paying out up to 80 times over here. So, y'all just hit the subscribe button and rock with us. We got like over a 90% hit rate in the last couple months, like consistently 7 days a week. So, and I'm going to drop the injury report right here.